Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here in TKMaths S1. In today's video, we will solve a question on mechanics, which is a part of the syllabus of A-level mathematics. The question is taken from June 23, variant 4.1. In this question, there are two concepts which we will apply. One is about energy and the other is about constant acceleration. Okay, so now let's see here in the part 1 of the question. Particle of mass 0.4 kg is projected vertically upward from the ground. With what speed? 10 meter per second. And we have to find the greatest height to which the particle P will reach. So the information I have written here, it is always suggested to write down the basic information from the question. And the blue sketch of the diagram you can see here, this is about the first part. The particle is thrown from here with the velocity 10 meter per second. What will be the acceleration? Minus 10, because it is under the free fall situation. And when it will reach at the highest point, v will be 0, right? So to find out s, I can use the constant acceleration formula, which is v square equals to u square plus 2as straight away. So pick up your calculator very quickly so that we can finish this question. I am also picking up my calculator. Okay, so the answer is five meter per second. 5 meters, sorry, distance. So the distance it will reach to the highest point above the ground is 5 meter. Okay, now the second part of the question. First of all, let's understand and then we will solve it. Now the question is, when the particle reaches the ground, it bounces back vertically upward, right? And at the first hit, the energy loses is 7.2 joules. So this is the point they are talking about. This is the first time when particle will come and hit the ground here, and then it will go up again from here. Agreed? And then will come down from here. The question is saying, what is the time difference between the first and the second hit? So basically this is the first hit and this is the second hit. Agreed? So I have to find out, in short, the time taken by this pink curve from here till here. This is the time I have to find out in the question. So what information do I have here? I need to know the velocity with which the particle will hit here, right? Because that will help me to apply constant acceleration formula and then I can find out time. Okay, so how will I find out the velocity at this point when it was a first hit? Hint is given to you here. There was a loss of energy of 7.2 g. Now the point here is to remember is, because we are talking about on the same ground, so there is no part of the potential energy, right? Because we are on the same level. Whereas kinetic energy will play a role here. Why? Because the velocity with which I hit here, threw the particle up, is 10. And the velocity with which it will hit the ground will be different. So that is the loss of energy, right? So I will use the kinetic energy formula, which is half mv square. And suppose when I started, I'm calling it, V0, and at the second time when it will hit the ground, first time, it will be V1. Okay, so now I'm applying the kinetic energy formula here. So initial, which is V0, minus first hit velocity, which is V1, and the difference is 7.2. Okay, so half m is common, I'm taking it out as a common factor. So initial velocity is 10. First hit I have to find out, that I don't know. So now you pick up your calculator and solve it with me. So 7.2 times 2 divided by 0.4. So now let me pick up the calculator and calculate it. I prefer to write basic information here. It always helps us to solve it. So the velocity with which it will hit the ground is 8 meter per second. Right? So now I know this velocity is 8 meter per second. I have to find out how long it will take to hit the ground back again. because from here it is going vertically up again, the pink curve I'm talking about. So there are two ways you can find it out. You can use the formula v square equals to u square plus 80. Sorry, v is equals to u plus 80. Just a minute. I was by mistake writing again the distance formula first of all. So because I have to keep the time factor in my mind, so v is equals to u plus 80, either this formula, or s is equals to ut plus half 80 square. So we will see in both the cases how can we find time. Okay, so let's take this as first case. So I'm taking the first case. V is equals to u plus 80. Now why I'm applying this case? The thing is here, when the particle will go up all the way from here till here, right, the time it will take, the same time it will take to come down, and this is called time of flight, right? And we know from wherever the position the particle goes up, the same time it takes to come down. So if I know the time it will take to go up, I will simply double it. So this is what I'm going to do. So this is the time it will take to go up. The same time it will take to go down. So total time from first hit to second hit, first hit to second hit will be what? 2 times 0.8, which is 1.6 second. And now let's apply the second method. S is equals to ut plus half 80 square. When the particle goes up and come back, the displacement is 0 because it has come back to the same position. So 0, and velocity was what initially? 8. So if you solve it, t is equals to 1.6.